Hello, everybody. It's John again to play some Immaculate Grid, going for a better score than yesterday, where I fell short because Armando Benitez fell short 11 saves from 300. So he didn't work, and so I only got 8 out of 9 yesterday. Got to brush up on those 300 save guys. Some of them surprise you, and then some of them surprise you by not getting there, like Armando Benitez only having 289 saves. I thought he was like a much more prolific closer. In other news, regular season is done. Very exciting regular season, and we've got very exciting postseason lined up, I think. I think this wild card round, I was a little skeptical at first, but I gotta say it's the fast action. It's the closest thing that baseball has to March Madness. You just got three games back to back to back, or best of three back to back to back. Um, that's high stakes stuff, and it also approximates the benefit of being the best team, or it rewards the benefit of being the best team in your league, and sort of approximates what it was like to watch baseball when there were exciting pennant races or when you only had two divisions and that was it, because those teams get this extra break, which I think is pretty significant advantage. So, um, pretty sick that the Twins got to just sit pat pretty much for what 3 weeks or something like that, while the Astros duked it out all the way until the end. But then the Astros are the ones who end up with the bye because they had a better record. So, funny thing, baseball. Sometimes it's funny like that. In any event, let's try to do better than yesterday. I'm gonna start sharing. One of those days, I will play one of those Sporkle games that you guys are sending my way. But for now, I'm just gonna play the grid. Hit and refresh, and away we go. So we got Pirates and White Sox on the top. Silver Sluggers, which have burned me before. Terry Pendleton coming to mind here. Um, And then I might save that one for last, because that'll be yeah, that's always a tricky one for me. Um anyway, let's see here. Well, all right, I've got a couple right off the bat. So I'm gonna go with a all-star catcher that I've used before. He would actually work in a couple of these locations, but I think I'm gonna use him here. Because he was an all-star. So he was an all-star with Cleveland. He played for both Pennsylvania teams. Yeah. Let's well, actually, should I use him down there? Now I have to be strategic because Raleigh Hemsley, the guy I'm selecting, he would work for either of these teams. I'm also thinking of using Rich Gossage, who would work for either of these teams. Obviously, Harold Baines is the big one. I wrote about him and his three re-returns to both the White Sox and the Orioles. He was famously traded for Sammy Sosa, who would also work down here. Julio Franco will also work there or here or here. So that's an interesting one. Actually, let's see how Julio Franco does here. Just curious. Because he had his first little cup of coffee in the big leagues with the Phillies before going to the Indians, then the Rangers, then one season with the White Sox. He actually won a Silver Slugger with the White Sox, but I'm not going to select him over there. Oh, actually, he would work down there too. Man, oh, that's tricky. Do I pick him here? Actually, I don't know about that. I'm gonna do him here. Less than 1%. All right, good start. Good start. The other name I was thinking of was Roberto Hernandez, the closer, who he'll work on both of these. Let's see. Shoeless Joe Jackson works here. That'll probably be a pretty popular one. Um, Jay Bell would work over here. I'm trying to think how popular or how famous Jay Bell would be. Brian Giles will also work, but I think that one will be pretty well known. Ooh, how about this? Here's what I'll do. Let's go with this reliever, Kent. You guys are gonna correct me on the spell or the pronunciation. I'm gonna say Tekulve, little submariner. Yeah, he played for both teams. And I only know that because I think he was pretty famously on the 79 Pirates, but I've got an 88 Topps card of him, classic brand with the Phillies. So I know he'll work. Oh, he works really well. Middle reliever getting 5%. All right. Well, I missed my chance, so I might as well use this one here. Riley Hemsley. He works here. Yeah. See, that's the percentage I was going for, but man, I guess there have just haven't been. So maybe I should have used him here, Roberto Hernandez here, maybe move Franco down. But I think Franco does a lot better with Cleveland than with the White Sox. Yeah, he works all the way down. At this point, I will use Roberto Hernandez, but I got to get the right one, not the former Fausto Carmona. This Roberto Hernandez goes 0.2. And then question is, where do I want to use Gossage? How about this? I'm going to use, yeah, I'm going to use shortstop Royce Clayton, who I know played for both these teams. He was replaced at shortstop by Alex Rodriguez, which I think is a fun fact. Played a year for the Brewers as well. So I guess I got two Brewers going so far, and then I'll use Gossage here. Played one season in Pittsburgh, which I did write about in my book. Best relief season ever by an interloper. That and I also included Billy Wagner's send-off season with Atlanta. Oh, he gets 1%. Okay. Well, he's a Hall of Famer, so I guess some people have started to learn that resume because it hits a lot of teams, including both of these and this one. All right. So now we got Silver Sluggers. Silver Sluggers started in 1989, or excuse me, 1980. I'm thinking 89 because I'm thinking I'll use Ruben Sierra over here because I think he'll work. Um, 1980, and I'd looked at this. It was a few weeks ago. I think it was when I messed up on Pendleton, but I'm not retaining the knowledge as well as I thought I would. Um, let's see. So for Texas, Ruben Sierra is the one that's coming to mind. I think Josh Hamilton will work. Rafael Palmeiro will work. Um, I think Julio Franco would work. Pudge Rodriguez will work. Juan Gonzalez will work. Um, don't think Rusty Greer will work. He was never an all-star, as I learned in one of the grids. Like one of these throwback grids. I tried Rusty Greer for Rangers All-Star or something like that, and it was not a fruitful exercise. Um, A-Rod will work. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ruben Sierra. Takes 2%. It's pretty good. All right. For Cleveland, pretty much the entire Cleveland lineup in the 90s would work. You got Albert Bell, you got Kenny Lofton, you got Manny Ramirez, you got um Baerga. Baerga might be a sneaky good pick, actually. Um Baerga probably less popular of a pick than Albert, but I'm pretty sure Baerga had a couple Silver Sluggers in there. I can't think of anyone in the 80s who would have been winning Silver Sluggers. Maybe Joe Carter. Joe Carter in 1986 had a near 30-30 campaign, big year, over 200 hits, so he'll work for that category. But I can't say with any kind of confidence that he won Silver Slugger. I'm not even sure. In fact, I think he bounced to about. I think he played 162 games, and I wrote about that 87 cover SI cover in my book about baseball's most fun frivolities. There's another plug, but I wrote about that 87 season, how miserable it was, and what the writers were thinking. Um, but yeah, Carter's 86 season was a big one, but I don't think he played in any position long enough to be considered a silver slugger there. Um, all this is a long-winded way of saying I think I'm gonna go with Baerga. Takes 3%. All right. And then I believe I've got this right. I need to make sure. Well, I'm not going to make sure. I'm just going to guess. Not guess. It's an educated guess. I feel pretty good about it. I believe because I don't think there's any like really good pitcher hitters to use here. Certainly not Cliff Lee. He was kind of fun to watch. He'd run it out. One time he starts to run it out and he's like, you guys got it. Probably not the best example to set for the kids, but um no, the name I'm gonna go with is former Cubs and Phillies second baseman Manny Trio, who I believe won one of the early Silver Sluggers, and I believe did it with the Phillies the year they won the World Series, I think. So that's the pick I'm going to go with. But he played with both the Cubs and the Phillies. I think I'm right about this one, though. Indeed. Ryan Howard, very popular. Jose Ramirez, very popular. Josh Hamilton, no surprises there. Tommy works for both of these. I didn't even mention him. I didn't even mention him here either. I mean, Tommy works for a lot. Um, no surprises on McCutcheon. Carlos Santana, been great for the Brewers. Only 10% went with Austin Hedges. He was the highest Pirate Ranger, so but it was also the hardest category to get. All right, pretty regular distribution. Atria with point 0.9 there. All right. Well, this is one where, yeah, if I could, I might have not used him. I could have moved everyone counterclockwise and then maybe gone with like Aaron Rowan there or kept Franco and tried to come up with a better example here. Like Shoeless Joe Jackson might be a better example there. But live and learn and keep playing. 13 is a pretty good score, so I'm not going to complain too much. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. Thanks a lot for playing, and we'll play again tomorrow. Peace.